Hi, everybody. Um, so I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. I was brought to McLean last night. Um, yeah, so I have just been basically like catching up on sleep. Um, I did take my medication and I did attend one group, and there's an art group coming up, and I'm just like, I love it. I love attending art group because I really like coloring and painting. It's very relaxing. But at the same time, I'm really tired. Do I have the energy to color or paint? I don't know. You know. Um, but anyways, yeah. So when I was brought here last night, I was brought by ambulance and everything, and one of the guys at the ambulance was saying that he couldn't fit my wagon in the ambulance, and so my wagon was left behind, along with the small suitcase and the bag that was inside the wagon, and I believe a blanket that I used for Ross, and so that was left behind at Brigham and Women Faulkner Hospital, and that really sucks because there are some things in there that I need, particularly my laptop. I have like 4 pairs of clothes in there. I actually, before going to the hospital, I recently did laundry, so that's good. I have about, I think, like $15 or whatever in there. And it's just like, I usually wear hospital clothes, as you can see. But obviously, I want my clothes to be secure for when I get discharged. But it'd be nice to have my laptop, and it'd be nice to see that the money is still there. I was talking to my friend to see if she could pick up my belongings. I mean, I know she's helped me a lot, and she's very busy, so I don't know when she'd be able to do that. But she shouldn't have to do that. They should have brought all my belongings with me and not left them behind at another hospital. You know? I mean, that's just unacceptable, but not surprising, because, people disappoint me all the time. I mean, the main thing is I want to make sure my things are secure and that none of them get stolen or damaged or anything happens to them, Because I don't have too much stuff to begin with, and I've lost so much, and I don't want to lose any more things. So as far as Ross goes, animal control took him, and that sounds pretty bad, right? When you hear animal control, that scares me. But he's just like, they're just holding him. It's similar to boarding. They have him in an animal shelter where they're, taking care of him, feeding him, taking him out to do his business. So his needs are being met, and that's what's the most important thing. The woman that I spoke to at the Boston Animal Shelter said they hold them for 10 days, and then it's the city's property. I'm like, Ross can never be anybody's property except mine. But I don't even like to call him property. I like to call him a family member. But anyways, I asked them about like having him be, fostered while I'm hospitalized, and then I would pick him up when I get discharged. And I mean, that's something they can try, but it's not guaranteed. But I would really, I'd really like that if they did that, because Ross is like, a small dog, very friendly, gets along with people, kids, other dogs. So he'd be a very easy dog to foster while I'm in the hospital. And that space and that animal shelter can be left for a dog that, isn't easy to foster. Like, maybe a dog that's very large and doesn't get along with other dogs or something. And, that space could be left for them until they find a spot for that dog. Because Ross is just very easy to place anywhere. And that's not the case for a lot of dogs that end up in animal shelters. And not that I'm not surrendering Ross. No, I never. Ross will be with me till the end. I'm just in the hospital, and I wasn't able to find somebody to watch him, so they're just holding him while I'm in the hospital. But I would prefer him to be fostered, because it'd be a better option for him, and I think also more cost effective. And like I said, it would open up the animal shelter to dogs that are not able to be fostered. That's just my mindset. But he is okay. When I get discharged, no matter what happens, I'm picking him up. But that's always something I have to worry about when I get into the hospital, is if Ross is okay, because that's so important to me. And then the other thing is my belongings. It's always an obstacle with the belongings. And I always have to be in fear that someone will get their hands into my belongings and steal them or damage them or whatever. So hopefully my friend can pick it up. If not, hopefully the belongings can be brought to me. But I just really wish this didn't happen. I think it's pretty messed up that they left my belongings behind. And I'm limited in what I have right now. So yeah. But I have to think about other things too, besides the, Ross and my stuff. I have to think about my mental health and how my mental health is going to improve during this hospitalization. And there was a medication that I was on for several years that was effective, and I'm no longer on it. I think I was dying to get off that medication just because it caused weight gain, but it was a very effective medication, so I'm considering to go back on it. And, and then, what was I going to say? Yeah, so I hope that medication might be able to help me a little bit more. And then the other thing is just housing. I mean, it's just so incredibly hard to be homeless, especially, at this time when it's winter, and it's a brutal winter. And so, I find out in February if I get the apartment in March, but when you're homeless, 2 months seems like an eternity, So I've been trying to reach out to people to see if I can rent an apartment temporarily, but I haven't had luck. And I just need to be in a safe place, and eventually find permanent housing, because this all has been so awful. Well, thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.